Jericho Appreciation Society. For over 5 weeks, the recognized symbol of excellence of sports entertainers.
Introducing the next competitor, Brian Pillman.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Week 1. Week 1 for July the 13th. 2022. Great show, man. Great show. Great matches. Jon Moxley versus Takeshita was one of the best matches on the show. But the main event with the Triple or Nothing AEW World Tag Team title match, that was the best match on the show, man. And we did crown new champions in Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. You know, congratulations to them. But I was going with Team Taz. I was going with Team Taz to win. But yeah, congratulations to Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland for winning the AEW World Tag Team Championships. But yeah, man, everything else was good on the show. But those were the two matches to me that stood out on the show. Was the Jon Moxley Takeshita and the main event with the AEW World Tag Team titles. Next week's show, we had the Barbed Wire Everywhere match with Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho. The Painmaker Chris Jericho. But yeah, that was it, man. That was it with AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Week 1. I'm going to talk more about it as I go through the show. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because I'm here each and every single week. We're live in Savannah, Georgia for AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Week 1. And our first match of the night was for the TNT Championship. And it was Orange Cassidy with the best friends in his corner. So that's Trent, Baretta, and Chuck Taylor versus Wardlow, who is the TNT champion. So yeah, Wardlow, man, he had tore off Orange's pockets, the inside of his pockets. And so Orange, he had put Wardlow's straps back up because it was down. He had put them back up. So that was really funny. And then Chuck Taylor, he had brought out a chainsaw. I don't know where in the hell he found a chainsaw. Or like, what would a chainsaw be doing under the ring? But yeah, referee saw it. And so the referee had kicked Trent Baretta and Chuck Taylor away from ringside. And so Wardlow, he had pulled Danhausen from under the ring. Again, how exactly he knew that Danhausen was under the ring in that same area? Yeah, I didn't know, man. I didn't know. So Orange, he tried fighting back, but Wardlow, he was way too strong for him. And then Orange, he had went right after Wardlow's leg. And then Wardlow hit an F10 to Orange, and he kicked out. And I was like, what? That is a move that you should not be kicking out of, man. You know, because you have somebody in WWE that does the F5 called Brock Lesnar. But yeah, Orange, he had fought back. Orange hit the beach break to Wardlow, kicked out. Orange, he went for the Orange punch. But Wardlow, he had caught him in midair and hit the Powerbomb Symphony to Orange to win the match. So therefore, Wardlow wins the match and is still the TNT champion. And so right after the match, Wardlow, he had picked up Orange and he had gave him a fist bump. So they both gave each other fist bumps. And that was it, man. That was it. So yeah, this is a really fun match. Really great back and forth. And Wardlow retaining his championship. Right move. Absolutely. Of course, he was going to win that match. It was a no-brainer. But yeah, right after that, we had the Wizard, Chris Jericho. He came out to the ring and he spoke.
I stand out here in front of you tonight, not as Chris Jericho, the sports entertainer, or Chris Jericho, the Wizard, or Chris Jericho, the rock star. I stand in front of you as Chris Jericho, the living legend. And Chris Jericho, Eddie Kingston's superior. Now, I want to address a lot of things that Eddie said over the last few weeks. First and foremost, Eddie, I didn't make you a liar because you are not a liar. I promise you that. But you are a little bit confused, and I'll tell you the reason why. A little bit off base. You challenged me to a barbed wire everywhere match. The first barbed wire everywhere match ever. And you said you were going to do it because every drop of blood of mine that you shed was for your friends. Really? Your friends? With friends like these, right, Eddie? let's talk about this. Everything you do when it comes to friendship, Eddie Kingston, turns to mold. Being friends with Eddie Kingston is a worse curse than anything Danhausen could ever conjure up. And let's go through the list. Shut up. Ortiz, Eddie Kingston's friend. I shaved his head and took his dignity. Santana, Eddie Kingston's friend. The Jericho Appreciation Society took him out of blood and guts. Brian Danielson, Eddie Kingston's acquaintance. I took him out at Anarchy in the Arena. I did that. We don't know when he's coming back. And then there's Ruby Soho. Eddie Kingston's Ruby. Well, what did that get her to be your friend, Eddie? A mangled hand and a crushed career. The reason why she has that mangled hand, you stupid son of a bitch, is because she's your Ruby. You should have taken better care of her. And now, look what happens. You need to take better care of your chicks, Eddie.
Yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, my mic had just cut off. It just cut off while I was watching that Chris Jericho promo, the first half. And yeah, yep.
But next week you won't be able to underestimate Chris Jericho because you're not facing Chris Jericho. You're facing the Painmaker.
Ooh.
Undefeated in AEW, and that's not a lie, because much like you, Eddie Kingston, I'm not a liar either. So why am I accepting this match for the first ever barbed wire everywhere match? I'll tell you the reason why. Because this is it, Kingston. This is the final fight in the Kingston Jericho saga, and what a saga it is. But once I beat you, you can crawl back in your little hole and continue your drinking and drugging and depression and mind problems and mental issues and every other shut up and every other excuse you have.
Oh, man.
To cover the fact that deep down inside, you know you will never be at Chris Jericho's level, ever. If you want blood, Eddie Kingston, you got it. Because once again, you said every drop of blood that you caused me to shed equals one of my sins. Well, the only thing that can wash away my sins, Eddie, is a tidal wave of your blood, a massive flood of your blood, so large that Noah, the ark, and every animal aboard it would be jealous. If you want blood, Eddie Kingston, you got it. Because like I said, you're not a liar. You're a loser.
Oh.
Wow, Chris Jericho, that aspect of his personality, the Painmaker, terrorized New Japan Pro Wrestling, undefeated here in AEW. Will be the Painmaker versus Kingston next week here on Dynamite. Barbed wire everywhere.
The Painmaker Chris Jericho. One of my favorite versions of Chris Jericho was the Painmaker and a conspiracy theorist Chris Jericho in 2008 when he called everybody a hypocrite and all that stuff. But yeah, Painmaker, man, yes. And so right after that, Eddie Kingston, Ortiz, and Ruby Soho, they were backstage. And so this is Eddie Kingston's response.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. He gets 5 minutes. What do I get? Jericho, bring your Painmaker, please. Bring the most violent person you can bring, because it's not going to matter. Look what you did to Ruby. Look. Look what you did to her. Look.
Oh, took off his hat.
You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay with every ounce of your blood. Chris, I'm gonna hurt you and enjoy it. See you at barbed wire everywhere. Oh, this is my outline.
Right after that, we had one of the best matches of the night. Konosuke Takeshita versus Jon Moxley, who is the AEW Interim World Champion. Mr. Rico, of course, he was on commentary. Takeshita, he had kicked out of Moxley's power driver. Takeshita hit a German suplex to Moxley on a ring apron. Takeshita, he was bleeding. I don't remember how he started bleeding, like what caused him to bleed, but Takeshita was bleeding. We had a Takeshita line to Moxley, or the flying clothesline, whatever you want to call it. That move right there is a really nice move, man. I'm thinking about incorporating that move in my move set, the flying clothesline. Taker did the same move, the flying clothesline. But yeah, that's a really nice move. And then we had a brain buster to Jon Moxley. And then Moxley, he had blocked the frog splash. And then Takeshita hit a beautiful tope con hero. And then the crowd, they were going crazy at that point, dude. And then Takeshita, he finally hit his frog splash to Moxley, but Moxley had kicked out. And then Moxley hit the paradigm shift to Takeshita. I think Moxley tried to go for the Death Rider, but Takeshita had reversed it. He had a German suplex to Jon Moxley with the bridge, German suplex to a bridge. And Moxley, he barely kicked out of that. Moxley hit the Death Rider to Takeshita, followed up by the elbow strikes. And then he locked in the Bulldog choke. Jon Moxley did. He locked in the Bulldog choke to Takeshita to win the match. So, therefore, Takeshita taps out. So, therefore, Jon Moxley wins the match. And that was it, man. Just like what I said before, man, this is the best match, one of the best matches on the show, man. They had a great back and forth, dude. Great back and forth. And yeah, they killed it, man. They really did. And so right after that, we got a vignette from the House of Black. So that's Malakai Black, Brody King, and Julia Hart. I don't know where Buddy Matthews was, but he wasn't there.
You are free to make whatever choice you want, but you're not free from the consequences of that choice.
Oh.
It's like venom, Darby, when you oppose the House. Once it's slowly trickling through your system, you're left with the agony of it.
I didn't need your praise. I didn't need to be told what I earned.
Oh, wow.
I don't need anything from you. For years,
oh,
I
God.
watched you ascend. But now, I'm getting mine by taking yours.
And dude, this is one of the main things I was looking forward to, man. Ever since Malakai Black showed up in AEW, this was what I was looking forward to. The House of Black versus a Darby Allin. Because they're both dark. They're both dark characters. I was wondering, man, when are we going to get this Darby and Malakai Black feud? They will be great together in the ring. And so, yeah, so it looks like Darby, he's going to go through Brody. And then right after he's finished with Brody, he's going to go to Malakai Black. Or he might go through Brody King, and then he's going to go through Buddy Matthews, and he's going to go to Malakai Black. So, yeah, so that should be really good, man. That should be really good. So, right after that, we had Christian Cage. Came out with Luchasaurus, and so Christian Cage, he had spoke. Yeah, every time Christian Cage grabbed the microphone, I'll be like, man, what exactly is he going to say next, dude?
Here's the thing, Pillman. Just like Jungle Boy, you had a father.
Oh, ooh.
Stop him.
But your father was a legend in this business. Legend are other people's words, not mine. In my opinion, Brian Pillman, your father was average at best.
Oh, man. Wow.
He wasn't a walking, living legend, multi-time world heavyweight champion like I am. That being said, I respect the fact that he spilled his blood, sweat, and tears in the middle of that ring. And I'm quite sure he wouldn't mind me speaking on his behalf, saying he'd be appalled knowing his final contribution to this business was you.
Oh.
Christian Cage never met a low road he didn't like.
Now, Griff.
They showed a picture on the Titantron. It was a picture of Griff Garrison. He was in the background, like in the jungle background. And of course, Griff Garrison, he does look like Jungle Boy, but like a bigger and buffed up version of Jungle Boy, a taller Jungle Boy. Christian, he had asked Luchasaurus, like, doesn't he look like Jungle Boy? Then they both just walked to the ring. So we had our match. It was Luchasaurus versus Griff Garrison. So yeah, this was a squash match. Luchasaurus, he had kicked Griff's head into the ring post. Luchasaurus, he had chokeslammed Griff. And then Cage had told Luchasaurus to chokeslam him again. And then Luchasaurus, he had locked in the snare trap submission move. So Jungle Boy's submission move. But Luchasaurus, he had a different name for it. I forgot the name. But yeah, he locked in the snare trap submission to Griff to win the match. So therefore, Luchasaurus wins the match. And so right after the match, Luchasaurus, he went to go attack Griff Garrison, but Brian Pillman, he tried to stop it, but Christian Cage got in the way, and so that distracted Pillman Jr., and so Luchasaurus had took out Pillman Jr., and then Luchasaurus, he had chokeslammed Griff right on top of Pillman Jr. on the table. The first time, the table didn't break, but yeah, and then he did it again for the second time. The table broke this time, and so yeah, so that was pretty much it with that. And so yeah, right after that, members of the Jericho Appreciation Society, so that's Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, and Daniel Garcia. So they were backstage. Members of the Jericho Appreciation Society, they will be locked in the shark cage above the ring in that barbed wire everywhere match next week.
Coming up next week here live on Dynamite, week 2 of Fyter Fest, barbed wire everywhere. Painmaker Chris Jericho against Eddie Kingston, members of the JAS high above the ring in a shark cage.
No! A shark cage, huh, Schiavone?
We're not here talking about shark cages.
Shark cages. Let me tell you this. The JAS, we've had just about enough of cages. I'll tell you that right now.
On top of that, we have a ton of questions. Like, for example, I mean, how high is this cage going to be?
How high is the cage?
I don't know. I can't answer.
How about this? Huh? How about Claudio? Huh? Ortiz? These guys just going to be walking around willy-nilly? I don't think so. I want them in a cage. How about that?
You're going to sit here and tell me you don't have answers, Schiavone? How about now, huh? No.
Oh.
I have answers now.
Take it easy. It's just a comb.
Let's go talk to Chris.
Yeah.
I get why they want to put me in a shark cage. I'm nasty, I'm violent, and I'm dangerous. It's everything that you want to be, Wheeler Yuta. 'Cause I see right through you. You've been doing your best Daniel Garcia cosplay for the past 6 months. You're not tricking nobody. So since you want to take my identity from me, how about death before dishonor? I take that pure title from you.
Yeah, man, I still gotta give me a Jericho Appreciation Society t-shirt, man. I have the intro in my intro. May as well get a t-shirt. And so right after that, we had Tony Schiavone. He interviews Hangman Adam Page backstage.
We are with the former world champion, Hangman Adam
Yeah, this
Page,
phone
a couple
out.
weeks ago on Rampage, the Royal Rampage. Great battle royal, eliminated though by Brody King.
Yeah, obviously I'm a little disappointed I didn't win the title shot, but I mean, it's...
Oh, you're disappointed. Think about how we feel. We are pissed off. I am fuming. Look at the top of the head, the smoke coming out. We are upset, and now we want to issue a challenge to the House of Black. We're gonna beat down those spooky perverts. It's Fyter
What?
this week, and we're coming to fight for you. With our fists.
Sure, yeah, have at it. Why not?
Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna have at it, all right. Oh yeah.
We're gonna have all the attitudes we want.
Yeah, you better believe that.
Okay.
All right.
There you go. Looks like we got a match
Dude
on
just
Rampage
laughed.
coming up on Friday night.
The dude just laughed off camera, dude. So right after that, we had Jake Hager representing the Jericho Appreciation Society versus Claudio Castagnoli representing the Blackpool Combat Club. Mr. Regal joined the commentary team along with Jim Ross. Claudio, he blasted Jake Hager from the start. We had a We the People chant. Claudio, he had the Swiss 19 or the 619, but he called it the Swiss 19 to Hager. Hager fought back. He had the Hager bomb to Claudio. And then Claudio hit a springboard European uppercut to Hager. And then Claudio hit like running European uppercuts to Hager. You want to talk about Suplex City? It was a European uppercut city or uppercut city. Giant swing, follow up by the sharpshooter. The commentary team said it was the Scorpion Deathlock, but it was the sharpshooter. You know, because he teamed up with Tyson Kidd. And Tyson Kidd is a part of the Hart family. And the Hart family used the sharpshooter. So, yeah, it was the sharpshooter. So, yeah, so Hager, he was locked in the sharpshooter. And then Hager, he had called out members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. And so Matt Menard and Angelo Parker came out. And then they both distracted Claudio. And then Hager hit the Uranage to Claudio. And then Claudio kicked out of the move. And then Claudio, he had took out Parker. And when he took out Parker, it looked like he had got caught in the ring ropes. Claudio hit a pop-up European uppercut to Hager. And to end the match, we had Claudio hit his finishing move, the Ricola Bomb, to Hager to win the match. So therefore, Claudio Castagnoli wins the match. And that was it, man. Claudio, each and every single week, man, he is looking better and better and better. They just need to keep it up, man. So right after that, we had Lexi Nair. She was backstage. She tried to interview Hook. But we got nothing. Got nothing from Hook. And yep, since we got nothing from Hook, we didn't get nothing from this video. So right after that, Tony Schiavone, he was backstage. He interviews Thunder Rosa, who is the AEW Women's World Champion, and Toni Storm. So the Thunderstorm. So yeah, so Thunder Rosa, she lost. Thunder Rosa had lost in Japan. The AEW Women's World Champion getting pinned in Japan. And that person, I forgot the person's name, but the person that pinned her, she's in the championship match.
And now with Thunderstorm and Champ, I must say, what a great match you had in Japan against Tamasha on Dark.
Yeah, it was such a banger, and I was so excited after 2.5 years of hiatus. I returned as the AEW Women's Champion. But, you know,
Oh,
I was
Dark,
sad because
yeah.
I wasn't able to get the win. However, she's coming here to America, and she's going to get a shot to the championship. But you know what was, like, also very exciting last week? I got to tag with my girl, Toni. And now we are the Thunderstorm, and we're ready to take anyone and anybody who's ready for this.
Okay, that's enough. We've heard
Oh, they're
about
big.
the Rosa promo.
Yeah,
For
we
the
hate it.
next decade. Guys, we're back. We tried to stay away as a role model. I wanted to give more of the other girls some spotlight, but let's face it, this place is a disaster without me. A natural disaster. Get it?
Ha.
Thunderstorm, you're so cute. You got the shirt. You guys look great.
Look at that.
You look so good. But Jamie and I are well aware of the flooding, destruction, and carnage thunderstorms are known to cause.
But luckily for us, and unfortunately for you two, we are very well versed in how to handle a thunderstorm.
Reba.
Whoa.
Sandbag.
Sandbag. Here. You try carrying her for a month.
I can't wait to burn you with it. Hey.
And so right after that, we had Serena Deeb versus Anna Jay, hometown girl. So Anna Jay was the hometown girl from Savannah, Georgia. This was a really good match. They both tried to out-wrestle each other. Anna Jay, she had locked in a Queen Slayer. And then Deeb, she had broke out of it. And then Anna, she had the release Northern Light suplex to Deeb. Anna Jay, she had took control. And then Deeb had hit a Dragon Screw. Then Anna Jay, she had locked in the Queen Slayer to Deeb. But Deeb, she had arm dragged her way out of the move. So that was a nice reversal. And then she locked in the Serenity Lock to Anna Jay to win the match. So Anna tapped out. So therefore, Serena Deeb wins the match. And so right after the match, Serena Deeb, she still had the Serenity Lock hold on. She didn't want to let it go. And we had Mercedes Martinez, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. She came out and she took out Deeb. And so that was pretty much it with that. And so, of course, they have a championship match, too, at that Death Before Dishonor show, the Ring of Honor show, next Saturday. And so right after that, we had Tony Schiavone. He interviews Jade Cargill, the TBS champion, Stokely Hathaway, Kiara Hogan, and Layla Gray, the interim baddie.
Okay, guys, a lot of trash talking going on lately from Athena and Chris Statlander, and those two have a match coming up Friday on Rampage, Jade Cargill.
Tony, cut the shit. Nobody's worried about these pigeons. I mean, Kiara, are you worried?
We ain't worried about absolutely nothing.
Exactly. And shouldn't you be going to fetch us some water? I mean, I beat your ass.
Like, really, what are you even still doing here, honestly?
Whoa. Allow me to address the elephant in the room about the interim baddie situation, okay? I've heard a lot of people are mad at me, Jade, but let me just say, trust me. Stokely Hathaway is for the baddies the same way Wu-Tang is for the children, all right? Chris, Athena, this Friday on Rampage, we gonna be watching you. We gonna be watching you.
Thank you.
And you can keep trying all you want to, but you ain't never gonna be a baddie, and that's on, period.
Before we even got into the main event, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh, they interrupted the commentary team. And so they had a word to say about Samoa Joe.
All you need to be concerned about at Death Before Dishonor is the fact that I, Jay Lethal, will single-handedly remove the Ring of Honor Television Championship away from Samoa Joe. JR, I have said it 1,000 times. I'm the longest reigning Ring of Honor Television Champion. And Samoa Joe, at Death Before Dishonor, your student is going to embarrass you. Tell him that, JR.
Okay, I'll get right on it.
Right after that, we had Tony Schiavone. It was backstage interviews Anna Jay. So Anna Jay, of course, she was hurt.
Okay, we are checking on Anna Jay after her.
Excuse me.
Oh, wow.
Aww.
Zach Conti.
Poor Anna. Your first match in 2 big months. And this happens.
Well, you know what? At least I didn't slam Ruby's hands in a car door.
Well, maybe you should have, because then you would be on TV a little bit more. You know what? I like you, Anna. I really do. But you need to make better choices for your career. Think about it.
Now, before we get into the main event, let's talk about next week's Fyter Fest and AEW Rampage. AEW Rampage and then next week's Fyter Fest. All right, cue the music. So with Fyter Fest, still on week 1 for the Ring of Honor World Championship, it's going to be Jonathan Gresham, who is the Ring of Honor World Champion, with Tully Blanchard in his corner. So last week on Rampage, Jonathan Gresham, he did turn heel by turning on Lee Moriarty, his tag team partner, versus Lee Moriarty with Matt Sydal in his corner. And that's going to be for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And then we have the Gun Club. They explain why they attacked the Acclaim. Why? And then we have Private Party versus the Lucha Bros. So Private Party, that's Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn with Jose the assistant and Andrade El Idolo in their corner versus the Lucha Bros, Penta, Oscuro, and Rey Fenix with Alex Abrahantes in their corner. So yeah, that's Rampage. Now for Fyter Fest next week for AEW Dynamite. Fyter Fest week 2. It's going to be the Barbed Wire Everywhere match. The Barbed Wire Everywhere death match. It's going to be Eddie Kingston versus the Painmaker Chris Jericho. Painmaker Chris Jericho. And then now for the Death Before Dishonor show, the pay-per-view for next Saturday, is going to be Wheeler Yuta, the pure champion of Ring of Honor, versus Daniel Garcia for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. And then we had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match. It's going to be FTR, who are the AAA, IWGP, and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions versus the Briscoes, Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe. And also on the Death Before Dishonor show, we have Samoa Joe. It's going to be for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. It's going to be Samoa Joe, the Ring of Honor World Television Champion, versus Jay Lethal. And then also, so that's it for the Death Before Dishonor show. Now to continue the Fyter Fest week 2, it's going to be the Varsity Blondes. So that's Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. versus Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. So that's next week. And then we have Brody King versus Darby Allin on Fyter Fest week 2. And so that's the cards that were announced for this show. Oh yeah, we also got an announcement for All Out too. We have an announcement for All Out. It's going to be on September the 4th, I believe it is. September the 4th. So yeah, September the 4th. So that's on a Sunday, so Labor Day weekend, right? And so yeah, so that's it with that. And so right after that was the main event. And the main event, the best match on the show, was for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Absolute Ricky Starks, who is the FTW World Champion, and Powerhouse Hobbs versus Swerve in Our Glory. So that's Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus the Young Bucks, who are the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Matt and Nick Jackson. So yeah, man, they were everywhere, man. Yeah, Nick and Swerve, they had a really great back and forth. And Nick and Starks, they had a really great back and forth too. They were both walking on the top of the rope, and they both got knocked down, and they landed on the top of the rope. And so Lee and Hobbs, they had took out Matt. And then Lee, he had caught Nick in midair, and he powerbombed him into Matt. And so, yeah, Lee and Hobbs, they're going at it. And they both knocked each other out with a crossbody. So that was an explosive too, man. Explosive one. And then, yeah, Hobbs, he had a frog splash, dude, a beautiful frog splash to Lee. And yeah, and Hobbs is a big dude. He is a big dude too. And to see him hit a frog splash, dude, that was really nice. And then we had an assisted cutter to Nick from Hobbs and Starks while Starks was walking on the top rope. He was walking on the top rope and he hit the cutter on Nick. And then we had the super kick party to Lee from the Bucks. And then Starks and the Bucks, they super kicked Lee. Bucks, they had knocked Hobbs into the referee, so the referee was knocked out. And then Nick, he had grabbed one of the AEW World titles, tag team titles. And then Swerve, he had grabbed the title. And, you know, Swerve, he was holding on to the championship, and he looked at Lee. It looked like he was about to hit Lee with the championship from behind, but he changed his mind, and so the Bucks had took out Swerve. Matt was hitting everybody with the belt. And so the Bucks hit the BTE trigger to Swerve, and then Starks, he had stopped the pin. And so Hobbs, he was spine bustering everybody, man. Arn Anderson would be proud. But yeah, he was spine busting everybody left and right. And then Starks, he had a beautiful spear, man. A beautiful spear to Swerve. And so yeah, so Lee, he had took out the Bucks with their shoe. So yeah, the Bucks had their shoe off at one point, so Lee just took them out with their shoe. And so Swerve, he had dove off of Lee's chest to take out everybody outside the ring. And so Lee, he had a Tope con Hero, man. A Tope con Hero. You know, he ran in the ring, he jumped over the top rope, hit a Tope con Hero on everybody. And so to end the match, we had the Swerve Stomp from Lee. We had the Swerve Stomp from Starks. The Swerve Stomp from... Look, it's in his name, man. It's in his name. The Swerve Stomp from Swerve to Starks to win the match. So therefore, Swerve and Our Glory wins the match and are the new AEW World Tag Team Champions. And so yeah, so that was it, man. Awesome match, dude. Just like what I said before, this was the best match on the show. The best match on the show. Congratulations to Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. You know, I liked them, but I was going with Team Taz to win the match. I thought they should have won. I thought they should have won because they've been there longer and they've been tag teaming longer. And Swerve, they were just put together. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I would have gave it to Team Taz. That was it with AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Week 1. Great show. The Jon Moxley and Takeshita match was one of the best matches on the show. But the Tag Team Championship match was the best match on the show. And every other match was good too. Every other match was good too. But, you know, those are the only 2 matches that stood out to me. And yeah, we have Fyter Fest Week 2 coming up next week. And then we have the Death Before Dishonor show coming up next Saturday. And then we have All Out. We have All Out coming up in September. That was it with the review for AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Week 1 for July the 13th, 2022 on D. Ryan Awesome Show. And if you like this video, man, hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, if you're watching D. Ryan Awesome Show for the first time ever, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell to be the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded, because I am here each and every single week. If you missed last week's review of AEW Dynamite, the video is going to be right up here in this corner. And a link for that video will be down below in the description. So make sure you click it if you missed it. And yeah, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. I'm not gonna be in town on Saturday. This Saturday or next Saturday. I have a match this Saturday, and then I have a match the following Saturday. So that's why I'm gonna miss that Death Before Dishonor show. Be out of town this weekend for the 16th. I'm gonna be out of town for the 23rd. I'm very excited for those matches. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. And yeah, and always, guys, thank you for the love and the support for the show. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. And yeah, and this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to be awesome. And that's that.